Stretchable dimension. Your last memory of physicality, the beating of your heart, and then that slows down. I taught myself how to stop breathing, Jerry. That's interesting. In this fucking thing. I love what, there's a nice accident, fragile. I love the accidents. And then from that came this, which is going back to the the basic animal sounds, up through the harmonics of those, through the Indian Hara, Swadhisthana, and the Muldhara, and the multilingua between the language of philosophy, the wisdom, dumb whiz, inspiration, creative love, equilibrium, the solar system, crossed out through the human body, all the chakra, through the 7 or 9 planets, which I haven't aligned quite yet, through the words and the numbers. And this is going to be the biggest watercolor in the world, 8 foot long and 4 foot high. Not a trip. I'm a lesbian trapped in a lesbian's body. So, and there's the macabre of it all. And that inverted. And these are the mathematical equations of the 20th century of where we went with the numbers. And I went back to the Egyptology thing, the brain, the pituitary, the pineal, excusez-moi, the pineal, the third eye thing. So then we're getting onto mapping my madness, the dark gravity, the outer universe, the shape of everything natural, the casing of. And first I started to put the body in this egg, surrounded by complementary harmonics and indestructible materials. But then, fuck, you jump in here, you don't need the egg, you're a consciousness. And then I just said the human body, and then I got into that thing with the energy of the universe and the chakra. And just be a consciousness. The body is an interchangeable thing so long as the consciousness remains. And the floor was covered in soap. I lost total touch with the earth. This dirty fucking mess now. I really went overboard with that shit. Yeah, it was a crystal. It was like going from a carbide body to a crystalline consciousness. That's the best, shortest way to explain that experience. We are carbon bodies, and that's the next level of consciousness, where when our physical body becomes a crystalline body, that's when the next. It would be like going from fucking Cro-Magnon to Homo sapien shite. So that's what I'm thinking technology is going to bring us. But what do I know? Shit. Oh, there's the madness. Anyway. Okay. So did you see that? No, stay in there now, and I want you to feel the energy of that room. And you see the difference. The geography of this piece of architecture is sensationally unreal. Come out when you're ready. Should drop this. I'll give you full. There's light coming in the window. Well, you're not going to get full effect anyway. Are you busy?
No, it's good. It's very.
You feel the energy in there.
Yes, yeah.
It's fucking whole different world.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I could do 10 minutes in there easily.
But Then from there, now we go through to the bone room, because I set up these tables. I got these 5 horses, right? And that's where I remember the last time I was physically capable of doing anything, and I had the meltdown, putting the ribs on that thing, which is the boat of the dead, with the tree of life and the phoenix of rebirth, made of bones. That's the thing you pass down the street. That's the first structure that went up in New Orleans after Katrina, and of course, many of them. But so this energy here is, I guess, more like hallway energy of transient. Now this is where it starts getting strange. All these were lined up. There was 5 body tables, and I got this young vet, and she helped me separate the horses. They were all in a big bag. And then people started bringing me gifts of animals, and I started de-skinning, and it got interesting but messy. And now they're scattered everywhere, but the majority of them that are in boxes getting transported up to the sculpture space. So what happened after the apocalyptic event? What's worse than you think? The bottom line, the biblical terms, the human translation, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, right? So how do you get out of that? How do you find a loophole with the 4 horsemen? So from these 5 dead horses came the 5th horseman of the apocalypse, which is a return from the infinite of 8 to the half door of 4. Come up the steps. So post-apocalypse, you do a double back, a dimensional double back. And these 2 silos, check it out, they're appendage to the studio. These are all growing silos. There used to be a whiskey factory. And this here is the 5th horseman of the apocalypse. I've sat in this chair, I nearly cut my balls off. So hence I have a dummy now to finish it. So these are blades of the horses, but they will all be a series of weights. So it's going to be a 12-foot span, and the bits of wood are from the cutout bird on the streak. So it's a continuum, and there's the wounded hind, which is double helix, and it's a guy pulling a spear out of a wounded hind, and the hind is about to gore him. And underneath that it says, "Who brave enough to come forth and withdraw the spear from the side of the wounded hind that with who brave enough to come forth and withdraw the spear from the wounded hind that with its life blood leads all to the edge of the forest." So that's the story of that sculpture there. That's going to be about 20 foot high, that goes there. So this is the unraveling of the meltdown now. And these silos are fucking intense. I had to get climbing gear to get up and down. So Buddy gave me his climbing harness. This is a theatre lab. So back to the chakra, that's the biggest watercolour in the world. So I'm manifesting it now with PVC pipe, getting the harmonics right. I mean, listen to the fucking acoustics in here, Jerry. Can you imagine the harmonics? These are like 4 foot high molecules. I feel like a little energy force running between these huge molecules. Imagine them spinning. Look at the shadows already on the wall. Can you imagine them spinning the harmonics and the shapes of all the mandala of the chakra inside here. You gotta come back and look at it when it's up, dude. What do you think? It's fucking intense, isn't it? This is what was put in my lap. How do I use this? How do I utilize this fucking space? So I'm building a Sherian stairwell upside down all the way up to the top. Hence the theatre ladder. And this fell from my hands. I was up there, and it was either me or let go. And that's when I fucked my leg. I got a bone spur, and I had to come down. And here it's laid ever since. So I'm getting ready. I'm getting my strap in. I've been to the hospital, and I'm getting ready to go. Do you know, I lost my nerve, to be honest, and I'm just now getting ready to go back up. That's in Bonespur and all aside. I realised that I'd lost. So this is a scaffolding for the. I want to do a sharing stairwell in here, upside down with archways and all, and then open the top roof with the harmonic. That's going to be quite a sculptural event. It's a sonic sound, a synergy of the senses. There's my attempt at growing weed here, but I'm a bit of a brand Tom at the moment with all the construction and everything. So I guess you keep it. I couldn't keep it at the kind of temperature and the lighting and all that. So these are the little secrets of my fucking crossroads in New Orleans. This is why I can't leave until this is done. You alright?
Yeah.
Put your hand on my shoulder. Coming down, it's a steep
Okay.
stair. Or grab something, do